It's Okatakyie Afrifa mensa. Ose asema presidential staff for communication. Felix Fosu Kwakye the onyina ye bi asem we na ye ka no kwakwa na nsikrum. Ana haso ne kwakwa na nsikrum ha ya Ghana. It asem we ndie. Endorsement onyina ye concerning Ahmed any cocaine scandal na cost Ghana hanom. Okatakyie Afrifa mensa abi expose the lies of NDC and Felix Fosu Kwakye so far as this cocaine issue are concerned. I have Penyah block media. Metro say dey mo. Oba like video na that room. Subscribe button. So make click notification icon for latest updates. Na ba kire wa adwen dey ama me e wo comment section. Metro so oba so a. No a video ma nua so enya bi ahwem. Now, ye be kan ya exactly 4th March. And na eba news mu say ya bust cocaine. Ebi e wo Accra. If Western region and na ebe se na country Accra to Cape Coast e kwan na so a enu bust this cocaine. I say omu e check ho you know. It worth $350 million. Anyway, you know, and Kabako for others say, or by this going there, ashamed to any basti. Later, and a bad news said there have been 2 aircraft. Aircraft, you know, about one Ghana one as a Ninano, a free Gran Canaria, and a bad Ghana. And a plane, you know, said 2 free Ghana the same day. Echo Gran Canaria. And when I Rev Ntim arrɛst baby, say plane, you know, about Ghana, a free baby, but about Ghana. Let's say plane, you know, to make 2 free Ghana one day. And so go back to baby free by there. And yeah, asem no bibi wo mu. Eje na yehwe because emu kra na cocaine and same bibi wo mu dia and say yenye investigation e woda ensem mu. Emu na presidential staff for communication Felix Fosu in his bid to defend NDC and the Mahama government. Ebetire mu say ensema Rev Ntim ekeka SAO cocaine ya chire no it has connection with the 2 aircraft na a free Grand Canaria ebaye a esa kono etinu you know, National Investigation Bureau and the National Security Council for investigation. Assembly and no correct. A different Fosu make 2 posts on Facebook. Emma first one or Chiremu play me by Nabako a Kavok. Kavok no chile name and woman say a tank oil tanks near jerry cans near the day and not a woman. And other plane na a air med no. Other plane air med, you can't air med that is air ambulance is a plane na you for funu air ambulance. Those you for funu will be near the car. Yes, this air med. If I actually make it this second point, you know what say that particular air med white no. A bar Ghana hadn't been 5 days no. No. The entire land Ghana they say enya fort 1 and 2 ni petrol assign and zenka or Philip petrol for not for countries enya Ghana particularly and kana over. Or make it this social media post now. After all guarantee interview across many TV stations. Emma also come further explanation. The first explanation any.
When it comes to the airmen,
yes,
that one, what's the story about how it came to our country?
There's an aircraft belonging to an organization that runs an air ambulance. Ntim Fosu says because it came here and there was no patient or dead body in it, there was something suspicious about it. Umaru. So because it's an air ambulance, anytime it flies, there must be a dead body or there must be a patient in it. And if there's no such thing, it means that it is carrying drugs. You see, the logic is bizarre.
Why did it come to Ghana?
It came for refueling. Because
from where?
It came from Gran Canaria. In fact, I will show you the permission granted it to land by the GCA. It is stated right here. They were doing a multi-country flight. Their final destination would have been South Africa, through Luanda. But when they got to Ghana for refueling and crew rest, once they landed, upon inspection, they noticed that there was a problem with their tire. And the picture, again, let me stress, the picture I put out is 100% accurate. There are people saying that even the sky does not look like Ghana. There are even people are even saying that, oh, that air med ambulance does not look the same as the Kabok. So, you see, so there's a lot of falsehood and ignorance and deliberate distortion, all intended to mask the fact that Ntim Fosu has not been able to provide a shred of evidence. He says that, oh, the people could not have brought replacement tires.
No, so the story, you haven't, so it landed for refueling.
Refueling
they
and
observed an issue with the tire.
Exactly.
And now, it took them how many days to get?
Now, again, so they arrived on 20th March.
Yes.
When they noticed the fault, by 22nd March, a second aircraft had come in from Luanda with tires and a repair crew.
So it's a second aircraft that came from Luanda?
That came from Luanda.
Because fact check says there was no proof that the aircraft came from
see,
Luanda.
Again, that is nitpicking. I said in the video that it came from San Maria through Luanda. and then it got to Ghana for crude because it was
But they say it never went through.
But I'm saying that what is the material relevance of that to the claim that Ntim Fosu is making?
So they're punching holes in
No,
the
first
fact that
of all, what hole are you punching? Somebody says that there were drugs on the aircraft. He has not been able to show you any evidence. And you are saying that there is a hole in the fact that the aircraft passed through a certain place. And so because of that, there was drugs or there were drugs.
No, that becomes suspicious.
How does it become, again,
the story is not
first of all, how does the presence of an air ambulance generate suspicion? What is the basis for the suspicion? Is it the first time that an air ambulance has come to Ghana? They even say that there was power outage at the airport.
Yes.
Umaru, in your journalistic life, is it the first time you've heard of a power outage at the airport?
So many times.
Will it be the last time in our history
that happens?
This
was very convenient.
How is it convenient? So anytime there was a power outage,
and it lasted for 30 minutes or so.
No, anytime there was a power outage under the Akufo-Addo administration at the airport, were they laundering money and carrying drugs? Where is the logic in this? How can we allow such a story to dominate the headlines for this while simply because of this illogical, inconsistent rambling by somebody who is not providing a shred, so that even when hard evidence is presented, he says, now look, he says that even the tires that were brought could not have been brought because there's no cargo compartment on the plane, which begs the question, so that the crew that operates on that aircraft, their luggage, where do they put it? And these are tires and boxes containing some accessories, I believe, and 2 boxes that can fit into a saloon car. How much more a plane? So how does this become the reason why anybody says that there are drugs on the plane and that there was money laundering? So you see, and indeed, I watched Guafera Kotobu Acoustic. I take the criticism about our own approach. Of course, we live to learn every day. And I think that is feedback that we can use. But I think he makes the most telling analysis of Ntim Fosu's behavior, which I think you in the media should be making. You see, people cannot get up and say what they want. When they are pressed for information and they go scouting and say that somebody has said this, it doesn't add up, so what I'm saying is true. When he himself has failed.
He said he should resign.
For what reason? He who has abused parliamentary privilege. And I'm putting it on record that if he says there were drugs on the plane and there was money laundering, he is peddling falsehood in the face of irrefutable documentary evidence that is not true. So because the aircraft has been checked. What inspection has he conducted?
He said the evidence will be. So you're saying that there's no way we're going to find drugs or money laundering?
Absolutely none, because those who are supposed to do this.
You put your ministry on.
I've said so. Look, Ntim Fosu, has he conducted any inspection on the aircraft? On what basis is he saying there was drugs? How did he come to the determination that there were drugs? Who did the inspection to detect drugs?
Now,
Omar, I'm asking you, in Ghana, when a plane lands, who does the inspection?
So many agencies.
And I've shown you proof that the agencies have done the inspection, right? They have told that they didn't find anything untoward. Where is Ntim Fosu's inspection report, which shows that there were drugs?
He's connecting it to the other drug raid that you made, or the government made, somewhere on the Amasaman Road. And he said because you have not brought any evidence since then, it shows that there's something fishy.
It is the clearest indication yet that again he is peddling falsehood. You see, so this government has made 3 drug busts in the last 3 months. So because of that, if there are planes that have come into Ghana, I beg your pardon. If there are planes that have come to Ghana between 12th to 25th March, then they were carrying drugs because 3 unrelated drug busts have been made. Umar, I will give you a document that shows about 10 to 11 drug busts under the MPP. It's Ntim Fosu suggesting that because that happened, he and his colleagues in the MPP were peddling drugs and laundering money. You see, it is astonishing in its defiance of logic, the kinds of things that Ntim Fosu is saying.
You see, what he has done,
listen, what he has done is that he is demonstrating a certain desperation on the part of the MPP to monger scandal and at all costs find something to use as a scandal on the Mahama administration, because there's none that has happened. So the government of the day maintains vigilance and ensures that people who are dealing in drugs are arrested and investigation processes started with the ultimate objective of prosecuting them if evidence indeed is found that they are responsible for drug trafficking. Because a government does this, we have become a cocaine coast. And because of this also, if drugs are seized in Amasaman and 2 planes land in Ghana, they break down and are repaired, it means that they have trafficked drugs. Umaru, you are a very reasonable person. You tell me how these 2 are connected and what evidence there even exists to strike a nexus between these 2 stories.
He says it's a matter of time. He'll produce that.
What time? Umaru, I'm telling you that, look, For about 1 to 2 weeks, he's roamed from radio station to radio station, TV station. He was on your TV show last week. You believe that if he had any concrete evidence, he wouldn't have put it out by now. What is the evidence that he showed on Adomochi's show? 24 minutes to say that I have said the plane came and it didn't come. And then he attributes things to me that I have not said. That is all that he was able to do for 24 minutes when the whole world was watching.
Oh, James, the plane, no. One. The plane agent Ghana and they say for fuel. What I say? Yes, Nanka, Uchemako, pass it through from Gran Canaria, Ebesnako, Rwanda, Emma plane crona, Besintramuko, Togo, Besintramuko, Burkina Faso. It has a drew Ghana, another plane, a bread. The plane is not Ghana for one, or more home, and 2 for refueling. And also, I bet you say, plane no crown. The entire man check Ghana, Hannah say, ABC Formono, ne tie ne pie will ream.
Whilst here, it developed an engine blade fault. Its engine blade was damaged, and then it was also detected that there was severe oil leakage, which required immediate attention. For that reason, a replacement aircraft, URCEZ, with registration number CVK 7007, was brought in to evacuate the cargo. The aircraft that was damaged, now, whilst it was landing in Ghana, it developed a tire burst and some difficulty with its landing gear, and therefore needed to remain here to be serviced. So another aircraft with registration number N864 arrived on 22nd March with tires and flight engineers from Luanda to replace the damaged tires of the aircraft. Now, once this was fixed, it departed the Kotoka International Airport on 25th March. The aircraft was once again.
Plane type high will you? Ain't a man. A basic Ghana, it did 5 days, cause now I was almost a echo back, echo far, engineers, eba home, no matter how tie for eba. There was a new more tie no. From gear no, any more tie now. And no one didn't see her. And so plane to my land no. Or the plane ebe land a best a tiny pie. On our first Kwakye Fosu. Plane be pan a first gear, front gear. No na plane na ho odin gina so ne din kan si form kran so na abe ina abe home esi so. No na pie. Plane na crash wo wi. Plane ni land no and crash. Ampa. Se si form kran na pie ya at least car kran am quotas na type enim city na plane na ne tire trip na a pie. Plane so si from medical echo. Enya ka ti plane place ka plane tire abesti wo form kran na masa. Na hwiyensi enya asem kuma. And was I grant another interview to him say, or there, Rev Ntim arrɛst say, asthma or can allegations, or timidly any little evidence, eba, or be resign, or be judged to as presidential staffer for communication.
The president is the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. Or intel briefing for him to have responded and called for the investigations, no? Chese, he sees something in there that should be
let me tell you something. Yeah. There's nothing in there. In addition to president, I also speak for the president.
Absolutely.
The mini president authorization, I can never speak. So what I said yesterday, it was with the full authorization of the president. The president only said what he said, just to prove that he has no evidence to back what he said. And only thing he is not willing to cooperate. In fact, if he had evidence, on chair will be in front. Obi, I'm telling you, our evidence on chair will be in front. Obi, if you have evidence of a crime, Obi can say, he would have taken the matter to the public and can a press conference national. He would have shown you evidence. The way you see in America, Obi, I'm saying the only he has no evidence. All that has happened is that Obi Frere no catch them. The place will be here, he won't be see, and then he went to town. And because in the week before, National Intelligence Bureau for any lack of or lack of pardon, had busted in Kofodia no more transporting cocaine. He thought that he could mix it in to create the impression that there was a problem when there was none. Only any shadow of I'm daring him. Let him show you the evidence where he sits right now. More cameras will be hall. Let him show it to the public.
Yeah, he says the details no he would provide when
he has no
when he is called.
I am daring him. He has no details anyway. But eventually he will be called Senator because NIB has written
to the speaker.
Only me say, I'm telling you, me, if Ntim Fosu is able to show you any evidence of a cocaine or me, I will resign from government that very day. Me na me catch now.
Say, ultimate show evidence now.
Me say, if he is able to show any evidence, I will leave government that very day. I'm telling you, the Onishi, he is lying, and that is why he cannot tell you anything.
Okay. From everything I work and from the share video, really, then this whole investigation is cross and necessary.
It is just so that an example is made of him, so that people will refrain from that kind of behavior. Otherwise, it can weigh and some rest also. Because said in previous, never at the park already 10 years. Tan as the same way to tell you are telling lies. Why? Have we not had MPs do legislative oversight on government here? Those days are Ablakwa or Yanadiano doesn't give you concrete evidence. When Ablakwa spoke about the hiring of jets, no, one evidence I'm laying. If you want to be like Ablakwa, do it well. Do it with a modicum of intelligence. Let the post see say you are serious, and then you take the position they've given you. Why? I'm out for what? Offense out. They found you ready to send you to parliament. So could you my name? Is this what you are going to do? What's sorry I would intro? Telling things,
but he
has not, that are not true.
He has not say he wants to be like a black.
But obviously, that is obviously what he's doing. Look, there have been MPs on the side of the MPP who have been able to do proper legislative oversight and raise issues that have merit and substance. Even if you disagree with them and you respect their approach. Who said so we can disagree politically, but let nobody waste our time. Knowing very well that someone cannot entice me. Where we are, when the response has come, you are saying that man cocaine once. It's cocaine near the I should say there's cocaine in it simply because you said it. When I'm in a position to tell you that my work and
okay, said the investigations is to make an example of him. No, what did you mean? Because
it is not allowed. So sorry, you just go and say what you like. Because indeed, Tony said there's a law against publishing false information.
Yes.
So he is in breach of that as he sits there. Because me, I'm able to tell you that Obua, he doesn't have any evidence. When he goes to face the investigators, he can't give them anything. And indeed, Obesa will test there. If indeed he had that evidence, you won't call. You won't even call for an investigation. Because knowing the political capital or Shesheno, you would have put it out long ago.
Okay. Okay. Felix, my men now say, maybe any of us why?
What got to be Felix? As I won't come out with the and toss more. And I say, because how come say play me union free, Gran Canaria, Abagana, play now for Shayama, I'm a Ghana ha, not play me in 12 free Ghana the same day. I call this country free buy. Emma and Nuachi, you want a cocaine and same be air fly there. Any explanation, they man. It is plane by pan a bit tour. Engineer Ben will play one, pilot Ben a bit too plainer. On your calculation, you say BBI okay. No fuel will move BBI okay. Plane your car. Now, concern a real band day. What I say, I say, more number Felix Kwakye Canada. I say, me, I can't go and see crew. How let me count stories and Tiasi, me can a man Tiasi Bemo. Stories now is a Felix Kwakye a creative around this whole issue. No, and I cut the chef for the record show host, as Debbie. Oh, to have Felix Kwakye Fosu and Uncle Candy man found Uncle Kwana Honche Chreno. It's my name, them Kakra. Now, I bear expose NDC, any the lies of Felix Fosu Kwakye.
Yamana Meka. Danny, Afrechi, Yabako Bango, Yamote. Ebesa would you free baby, or free Spain, or call Porto, and it's there, so check it. Now, first one now, the type said. Of Free St. John's, Canada, and Ora Bangor, but Bangor, America, and North America. Funny enough, baby, I'm going to the islands of America. Now, baby, a dinner boni Japan, islands, so, and ye check. Now, player a funny pa, Yarefo. No, me a 2 years. We free Hano ko Spain. Now we free Hano ko Spain. Omo nyina so e kan Ghana. Ba ko buy no board trotro ko Angola ko US. No dan and into so buy. Na chese Ghana hoopa. Omo ko dru Spain. Na ba ko Porto. Ade e che na ba ko so ko Porto. Na ba ko free Porto ko Canada. Eti dia na esi ha che no. Ono ko St. John's, Canada. Ana ba ko ni ko Deer Lake, Canada. Surprisingly. Adia chain year 25th. Na dia na ono na si ha che no. we free Canada best na ko Bangor America ade ache year 24th na de ono de tie by no ono so free dearly Canada e ko Rochester America Minnesota ade na no mo che no mo ko ne say ba bia mo ko bia so ye islands e ho so ne di no bodu mo dwadie afa yen ko hwe we free eye Bangor ana ba Birmingham nso ye US wa hwe ya oti di na be ka say UK enye UK Birmingham ye US when so surprisingly we free Rochester Minnesota and of course San Jose California Penyah come see asaya e dia kono o kodu that day 25th for year round so papa o come more than 7 places ba ko so the time by yourself free hakoyi ono so the same 24th ono so year round so afa edru 25th no na we were Birmingham and N823 AM no ono were Birmingham the same 25th na ba ko no so copy Birmingham Anna N23 on the 26th of free Birmingham. I call Charlotte and also America. Penyah CSI no. We also free San Jose into Birmingham. Afrifa ko niako head on no or they tie by no. Maybe you better swako. Nam ka see Jimmy. Ye nimu nyansa. Yet me nyam calculation. Ti dia no be for free Ghana. Dia won ko do ye Penyah say one day wo chini baby bro 7. I've any distribute. What distributions are? When you have so mumra mechirim, your mama's one chirim, play me a buy and in our coin, and the same route. From Ghana to Spain, we are from Ghana to Spain, from Spain to Porto, we from Spain to Porto, from Porto to Canada, we are from Porto to Canada, from Canada to US, we are Canada to US. And your mama see me musa question. After you compare the activity log of this play, and you remember later. Ni yebusa se play create aba Africa na. We film see yeah for the past 3 months. Play see me no ba ko currency Africa.
More fire.
When your mama so nchiremu.
To offer communicators.
Your mama so nchiremu. To offer communicators am jamfi. Wona anim number na bo. Kisim na ye ne say. Na wo Felix the edika ache. Play no de ba ye ne say. On kan okore. Na anim say so ye government spokesperson. Na o twan to kire o mamfo no. A perjury.
Precisely so.
But you so clearly. There is something very fishy about these two planes. And we are calling, say, we have a security agency, national inquiry into the plane. Surprisingly, on the 25th, no plane near Babituno. Blackout to be back a airport. The whole airport to do me.
What also the ultimate can you?
Busa question. Yeah, mass. Play me nui. I'm fire fool. And you play us would be an to say a United Airlines. And you know the Kabakasu. I'm funny power how we see her. We will be Yaria and more fire. Surprisingly, looks like they're playing me. Omukwe will be a with the same route. Tobacco free Ghana and will be Yari or Spain, or Sufrian will be Yari Spain. More fire. More fire. Kenya buying. Baby, more fire. Yeah, no more coaching team for you. In team for John Yerry. Your mama pursue you intimidation. And the cover your man. Cocaine, dear, will be able to say you are involved. More your cocaine. DW Africa clearly say buying we know is cocaine hub. Ghana is cocaine hub. Be to me for intimidation. I'm telling you, we are not cowards. We don't fear. Then people who are doing maybe say be Jamaica Krabi Belgium. What? Sorry. Maybe I okay. Will be Buffy, no shed nose mask, no cheshe, no woman anymore. And Maran Maquansa will be Bachewa, a so issue warrant to Chero, more than the ID card Chere. Yes, a kidnapping. Oh, true for good period. Almost what treat you another to me from where you are. Good job. Was a Mrabian watchers and Profonka of woman. And from Ralphie, and Macho. The laws are very clear.
So, this is what Okatakyie Afrifa has to say concerning this whole issue of drug trafficking and the airmaid scandal now about Ghana ha say no. Chirawa your mama ever comment section. I hype in your blog media.